Hey everybody, Robin Dean here from The Writing Obsession, and I'm here to talk to you about updating the firmware on your Sena SMH10 or similar component from Sena. The software that they use to do this, it has its difficulties. I went through this process yesterday to test out the waters with my own module, and since I've managed to get through most of the quirky behavior, now I'm ready to update my wife's. So that's what we're going to do next. Now if you look in the GoPro angle here, I've got my wife's Sena SMH10, which is powered off. That's important. This thing is powered off, and the USB cable that came with it. And I am going to now point out that the software for Sena's, their firmware update software, it's kind of hidden on the site. If you go to support, boom, there you go, software. And then you need to find your device on this long list of devices. If you know, and you're on a Mac, you can hit butterfly F and type in SMH10, which takes me to this right here. Download firmware via Device Manager. Now that's both a button and instructions. We need the Device Manager software. So we'll click on this. Now this takes us to a page with step 1, 2, and 3, but these are not links. You need to continue to scroll down. Windows users, mind the link that I include in this article. You might want to watch the video by this other person who gets deep into some of the issues with Windows, such as having Bluetooth items connected at the same time. But I have a Mac, so what I did was I downloaded for Mac OS X the Device Manager application, and now we're going to open that up. So here we are in the Sena Bluetooth Device Manager. Now if you look right up here, it says no device recognized. That's fine, no big deal. We click next to proceed. That's going to take us to device recognition. Everything's going up and down, so from welcome all the way down to device settings. Now we're at this point. You want to power off the product and connect it to your Mac using the supplied micro USB cable. The idea is to connect it as though it were charging. So here I am. I'm going to open up the port, the charge port right here. Going to connect the charge cable. Set this right here. And plug it into my computer, as if I were going to charge it up for use later on in the day. The red light there signifies that we are indeed charging, technically. Now back to the Bluetooth Device Manager software. They have these two lists, Sena standard products and Sena OEM products. That to me is vague. It's kind of tough to make sense of how that works. But the only reason they're showing us that is to give us instructions on how to power things up for use in the update, from what I gather. I'm going to skip that altogether and hit next because I've been through this process, so we're going to talk about the SMH10. If you have a Sena standard product or Sena OEM product, consult these two menu items. Best I can tell you is try them both and see if you see what you're looking for. Next. Okay, right now it's going to fail to recognize the device. There you go. Failed to recognize device. Cannot open USB. And that's no problem. So what we have to do is power this thing on the way we normally would to use it. So I'm going to hit the phone button and the jog dial pressed in at the same time. Click on the back, click on the side. And now it switches to the purple and blue. And you can see it's doing some reading. All right. Red, purple, and blue. Red, purple, and blue. The red says it's charging. The purple and blue says that it's in a state of operation. So now I'm going to hit the next button again. New firmware is now available. Would you like to download it from the server and update onto it? The answer is yes. So we click yes, and we'll save it to my desktop. Why not? Now, note up here, press and hold the phone button until this message disappears. Phone button is the button in back. Now the key is not to bump any cables, to cause any problems. Make sure everything was plugged in correctly, leave it as is. And then this button right here in the back where my thumb is, I'm going to push that and hold it until the orange message goes away. Press, and it disappeared. All right, so we're at 5% now. And it would seem that the firmware software is being sent to the device. All right, we're at 97%, and now it needs to finalize the rendering. It's asking me here on the screen to press and hold the jog dial and phone button until this message disappears. Now normally that would power things down. I don't believe that's what's about to happen though. So I'm going to press this button and back this way, press the jog dial in as though I were powering it up or down. So here we go. And the message went away. You notice we're back to red and purple-blue mode. Now this is interesting. It is strongly recommended to clear the existing pairing information from the phone and to perform a Bluetooth pairing again. You need to reconfigure the device setting again according to your original setting. What they're saying is the information that's currently on whatever device you've paired with, namely a phone, for example, that device is going to have errors in its configuration for use with your Sena. Go ahead and unpair on your phone and then repair at a later date. Same goes for all your communicators that you use with these units. So that brings us to the firmware update being successful, as you can see right here, which is great. If you wanted to, you could restore to previous versions. I say null. But now you can go into your device settings and set some basic defaults for how you prefer things to go. Vox phone versus Vox intercom. I think I left these defaults. Let's see, enhanced data rate. You can look all these things up. Vox phone, Vox intercom, EDR, high quality A2DP, side tone. If I remember right, side tone allows you to hear yourself when you're speaking into the microphone, which is kind of cool, I would say. So I'm gonna do all of these. Let me make sure of that though. Let's look that up. Side tone, Sena. Add side tone for intercom and phone conversations. I recently had an exchange with someone about adding side tone support. Let's see what that means. I see. Yeah, it makes it so you can hear yourself through the mic. Now, there's an opportunity for feedback with that, but if it doesn't work, I'll just come back in here and turn it off. We'll see how I like it. Save. All right, that's done. And then you can add speed dial numbers as well, which is pretty cool. Then you'd have to save those as well. Anyhow, at any rate, it's now updated. I'm happy to say I'm going to quit this application. Quitting out of that. And it would appear that my Sena is still registering as purple and blue. So I'm going to go ahead and just power it down permanently now by hitting the back button and the jog dial. And now we stay in the red. So there you have it. A little bit of an article and a video on how to update your Sena's Bluetooth information. Despite this being the SMH10, a lot of this information is compatible with other devices that they offer as well. For the Writing Obsession, I'm Robin Dean. Safe travels, everyone.